Hello and welcome. I'm Bimbo Luyede. Tonight, Nigerian army renews hope on the decimation of Boko Haram, says the terrorist group will not last beyond December. More clarifications on the compulsory retirement of DSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga. Service says she was sent packing due to alleged partisanship and professional misconduct. President Muhammadu Buhari and his deputy declare assets, less than 30 million naira in the president's account. Twin blasts killed 19 people in Cameroon, 140 others wounded.
And on business news tonight, the Nigerian Economic Summit looks at tough choices facing Nigerians as the group gathers again for the 2015 conference in Abuja.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria's male volleyball team makes winning start to the 2015 African Games in Congo-Brazzaville.
President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Yemi Osinbajo have declared their assets to the Code of Conduct Bureau. The declared assets are listed in a statement from the President's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Mr. Garba Shehu. Documents submitted by President Buhari to the Bureau show that prior to being sworn in on May the 29th, he had less than 30 million naira to his name. He also had only one bank account with the Union Bank. No foreign account, no factory, no registered company, and no oil wells. President Buhari also declared that he had shares in Berger Paints, Union Bank, and Sky Bank. The documents also revealed that President Buhari had a total of 5 homes, 2 in Kaduna and 1 each in Kano, Daura, and Abuja. He also has 2 mud houses in Daura, inherited from his father and late older sister. President Buhari has 2 undeveloped plots of land, one in Kano and the other in Port Harcourt. In addition, the president has farms, an orchard, and a ranch in Daura, with his holdings in the farm including 270 heads of cattle, 25 sheep, 5 horses, a variety of birds, and a number of economic trees. The president's vehicles include 2 cars, which he bought from his savings, and the others supplied to him by the federal government in his capacity as former head of state. Vice President Osinbajo, who had a successful legal practice, declared a bank balance of about 94 million naira and 900,000 US dollars, 19,000 pounds in Nigerian banks, with the foreign currencies kept in local domiciliary accounts. Other highlights of Professor Osinbajo's asset declaration include his 4-bedroom residence at Victoria Garden City, Lagos, and a 3-bedroom flat at 2 Mosley Road, Ikoyi. The Vice President also has a 2-bedroom flat at the popular Redemption Camp along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and a 2-bedroom mortgage property in Bedford, England. Apart from his law firm, known as Simons Cooper, the Vice President also declared shareholding in 6 private companies based in Lagos. His personal vehicles are 1 Infiniti 4-wheel drive SUV, 1 Mercedes-Benz, and a Prado Jeep. The statement says the documents submitted to the CCB are still being vetted and will soon be made public. And the military has given strong indications that it is determined to rout Boko Haram. The army hierarchy today again told the nation that the end of Boko Haram is near. Army spokesman Colonel Sani Usman, in a news conference in Abuja, said the December deadline will be met by the army. He also spoke about the reinstatement of some sacked soldiers whose cases were reviewed.
The Nigerian Army some time ago instituted a committee to review the recent disciplinary cases in the service, especially of those soldiers in the defunct Operation Zaman Lafia, the aim of which was to ensure discipline, regimentation, and justice in the system. The committee has concluded its sitting last week and has made certain recommendations that led to the reinstatement of 3,032 soldiers into the Nigerian Army out of 5,000 cases that were reviewed. The reinstated soldiers have shown their total readiness to be relaunched back into the theater to combat the insurgency and have now commenced training at the Nigerian Army Training Center, Kontagora, Niger State. Our troops have recaptured Gambarungala last Tuesday and are now consolidating, mopping up, and busy preparing for the next offensive against the Boko Haram terrorists. If you look at even Sambisa Forest, is Nigerian territories, and we still have Boko Haram, and not only in Sambisa, but some, pockets of Boko Haram terrorists. So there are, and I just don't want to give you the places now for obvious reasons, and that is why we are working hand in gloves, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, and other services, as well as other security agencies, and that is why we are so confident that before the deadline of 3 months, Boko Haram terrorism will be a thing in the past in this country. I can assure you this.
More clarifications are coming in on the reasons for the compulsory retirement of the spokesperson to the Department of State Security, DSS, in the last administration, Ms. Marilyn Oga. Ms. Oga may have been found wanting in the discharge of her professional duties as allegations of corruption is said to have been leveled against her. Sources from the federal government agency revealed that the former DSS spokesperson was investigated over issues relating to her conduct in the last few years. She was found guilty of alleged partisanship in the build-up to the 2015 general elections. Although the former spokesperson of the DSS is not due for retirement, the action of the security agency is seen as part of disciplinary measures against some of the agency's senior staff. She was demoted last month from director to the rank of assistant director and was posted out of the nation's capital. 90 days. That's what the managing director of the NNPC has given to the management of Warri refineries and petrochemicals to resume full production or face the consequences. The group managing director, Dr. Emmanuel Kachiku, told journalists today, after a facility tour of Warri refinery, that the establishment must produce 125,000 barrels of crude oil per day on or before 60 days from now. The GMD explained that he is ready to provide the management with the facilities to work, but they must fast-track the production process. According to him, quote, "Whatever you need to do to get your refinery back on track, please do it now, because this is the time. It's a 90-day fast-track program, and whatever you need me to do to make it happen, let me know." End of quote. The Warri refinery was commissioned in 1978.
For some days now, the group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Dr. Ibe Kachiku, has been touring the nation's refineries for a first-hand assessment. Dr. Kachiku is here at the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company in Delta State. After inspecting the facilities, the GMD speaks on what the corporation is doing to improve pipeline security, the maintenance of refineries, as well as helping to ensure stable electricity supply across the nation.
Most of these pipelines are 30, 40 years old. Just like the refineries, they're degraded, but worse still, you have all manners of people breaching the pipelines. The first focus we have is to aggressively go on security. And like I said yesterday in Port Harcourt, we're attacking pipeline security from all dimensions. We're looking at changing guards there so that the Army Corps of Engineers begin to help us. I'm holding strategic meetings with the National Defense Forces to try and put that in place.
The Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company was shut down last week, barely a month after it resumed operation, owing to lack of crude supply. But Dr. Kachiku says everything will be done to ensure that the facility is up and running.
What concerns us is getting the FCC unit active, because that is really where the bread and butter is. So I've asked them to, quite frankly, elevate everything under an emergency program. Whatever we need to do to assist them to get it back, we need to. And I'm confident that within the timeline it's giving you, we'll be back on. Until then, obviously, you're not going to stay in fuel station without products. So until then, we'll continue, to find a means of supplying fuel, relying on the other refineries and, of course, relying on importation.
Nigerians have been heaving a sigh of relief as a result of the availability of petroleum products across the country. It is hoped that these efforts by the NNPC will help to further improve the situation.